Malema is doubling down from his comments he made earlier this year when he called Donald Trump the Hitler of our generation, the modern day Adolf Hitler. He urges G20 members to boycott the 2026 Miami summit. Why? Obviously, the exclusion of South Africa based on unproven claims of a white genocide, but most importantly, the United States invasion of Venezuela and most recently, Iran. America finds itself entangled in wars as of late, yet it now prepares to host a summit meant to bring nations together to discuss financial stability, sustainable development, peace between nations, climate change, and global governance. The very architects of global chaos positioning themselves as the referees of world peace. Yeah, no, the jokes keep writing themselves. Guys, it's either we are in hell or these are the end of times if we are going to allow America to act as the custodians of world peace. This is the same country deeply involved in the Israel-Iran war, the invasion of Venezuela, and the arming of Ukraine in its war against Russia. Yet it now stands ready to lecture the world on stability and cooperation. Guys, so we live in this perverse world where every bad thing just goes. Everything bad just flows. And when you stand on moral ground and try to rectify the wrong, you are seen as someone that is wrong. You are seen as an op. You are seen as a terrorist. I mean, South Africa is labeled a terrorist by Israel for wanting peace in Gaza. Literally, I know. It's fine. Anyway, child, you know that Malema is never one to mince his words. His unapologetic attitude has made him unpopular amongst the white supremacist imperialists. I mean, we've seen how Elon Musk tried by all means to label or to declare Julius Malema an international crime. So much so that the UK denied Malema access into their country. That's how bad white imperialists want global domination. They want to create a global economic bloc that they can control. And the global south is their racetrack. That is where they are headed. There is a race to dominate the global south. There is a race to control the global south. And America is in that race and is hell-bent. It's hell-bent and it doesn't care how they win. As long as they win, they are in a power trip right now. They are pillaging power without no consequences. And they know that the international law is not going to do anything. It didn't do anything when it came to the Gaza situation. They didn't do anything with Venezuela. They're still not doing anything. So now Julius Malema has called on the international community to declare Donald Trump a war criminal. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, has urged the international community to declare United States President Donald Trump a war criminal following a deadly airstrike on a girls' elementary school in Iran. In a statement released on Saturday earlier this month, the South African opposition party led by Julius Malema said it was mourning the deaths of more than 165 children and staff killed in the attack. The party said the strike targeted a school in the southern Iranian city of Minab on February the 28th, 2026 during a wider military operation against Iran. Reports indicate that the school was struck during missile attacks launched at a nearby Iranian naval installation. And then Donald Trump had the nerve to blame Iran for that terrible incident. He went on the media and said, well, Iran is the one that fired that missile. They misfired it and they targeted that school. And here we are today. Guys, I think Donald Trump thinks that all of us are from New York. We are all living in New York and we are just so blinded and I don't know. But Donald Trump has the nerve to blame Iran for that terrible incident. Trump said Iran misfired, like I said, that missile that exploded into the school. I hate that he said that. And what's funny is that Pete Hegseth never said anything, never commented on that. Pete Hegseth was also caught offside when Donald Trump said that to the media. He was like, what the hell? He was caught off guard as well. So, yeah. Anyway, the statement released by the EFF further said that as the commander in chief of the US Armed Forces, Donald Trump is directly responsible for the massacre of children at a place of learning. The party argued that the international community had remained largely silent while what is described as escalating aggression by the United States continued. It therefore called on global bodies, including the United Nations, the African Union. I don't know why people keep calling on that toothless African Union. We all know it's a proxy of the European Union that is there to, protect the interests of their masters, to protect the interests of their colonizers. They didn't do anything when there was that war outbreak in Madagascar. They didn't do anything. So honestly, the African Union is an opposition of Africa, and it should be dismembered, dissembled, or we need new leadership in it. I don't know, but the African Union is a loser. Anyway, like I said, the EFF called on the global bodies, including the United Nations, the African Union, and the European Union, to isolate the US administration. In its statement, it further said that the world can no longer hide behind diplomacy with an inhuman regime. The EFF also accused Trump of destabilizing several countries and undermining the sovereignty of nations that resist US policies. I mean, if the United Nations calls for Julius Malema to be labeled an international criminal from simply singing a song that was largely sung during apartheid, then I think it's also fair that Julius Malema calls Donald Trump a war criminal for actually inciting violence and war in other nations. I don't remember Julius Malema's song wars or causing the deaths of Boers across the country. I don't remember that song inciting violence in the country. But what I know is that Donald Trump's involvement in all these wars have resulted in a lot of fatalities, and the media is not reporting on that because they have signed a censorship with Israel to not show anything, to not show everything, and to not report on the truths. And the matter of fact is that Israel is taking a good hiding in this war. They never expected Iran to stand up like this. They've never expected. So much so that Israel is just calling on other countries to come help. I mean, they roped in the UK. They roped in Ukraine. I don't think Ukraine can actually afford to enter this war, seeing that they are also in trouble with Russia. And Ukraine it fails to see that it is used as a proxy. Not long ago, Donald Trump was shouting at Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, saying that you are gambling with World War III and you're not gonna like that. Shouting at him like a school child in public. And today the United States wants to ask Ukraine to assist in the Iranian war. Where is Ukraine supposed to get the money? Because the military equipment or the military weapons that they use in this Russia war is funded by the United States. The money is from the United States. So why are you even asking Ukraine to help you in this war? It's I don't even want to talk about the tactics of this war, but all I can say is that Israel right now is taking a beating. Israel right now is taking a beating. And the European Union can actually see that this war will be more costly if they get involved. They don't want to put their countries at stake. But NATO, being NATO, wanting to prove that it's just as big and bad as the United States, done got European countries involved. And some European countries are not happy. And some are actually, they're actually rethinking their alliances with the United States. Some allies are actually, not very happy with the United States right now, if I should put it like that. They are reconsidering their partnership, their bilateral ties with the United States. They're actually considering voting off the United States out of NATO. That is some reports, unverified reports though, but I can believe that it is a conversation. We've seen Spain's response to this war, saying that they're not getting involved. They were fooled once with Iraq. United States accused Iraq of producing weapons of mass destruction. killing Saddam Hussein, and only to find out there were no weapons, sending Iraq into a political void, into instability. They accused Libya of inciting crimes. What did they do? NATO got involved, only to find out that Libya had Africa's interest at heart, to create a united Africa, backed by a single currency, backed by the natural reserves of the continent. No more paying IMF, no more loans from the World Bank, just a separate state of Africa. Self-reliant Africa. And NATO know that it was wrong to invade both Iraq and Libya. It knows very well. Spain has learned its lesson and it's staying away. Germany is staying away. I know the Scandinavian countries are staying away, seeing that they have beef with the United States over Greenland. So they are not happy with the United States and how it has been moving lately. If anything, NATO's involvement in this war is going to cause a division in the European Union. And some allies will actually pull away and start heading to the direction of Russia and China. That is just my 2 cents when it comes to the dynamics of how this war is going. So Julius Malema has the right to call Donald Trump a war criminal because he's inciting violence everywhere in the world. Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Taiwan. So at this point, I don't remember the song that was chanting, "Kill the Boers, killing any Boers." But I know that Donald Trump's promises were fulfilled. Donald Trump's promises of war was fulfilled. And it's so funny, at the beginning of his term, Donald Trump promised world peace. No more new wars under his regime. And he then went and funded wars. He then went and took America's tax money and funded wars. This war in Iran right now is reportedly costing America $900 million every single day. Iran is not even firing their most expensive missiles. And the machines that are used to intercept these Iranian missiles cost millions of dollars. So this should expose to you that the countries that are actually paying the United States for military equipment should actually rethink purchasing their military equipment from the United States, because clearly Iran has showed us that this sophisticated technology, as the United States likes to say, is costing a whole lot more for nothing. It's not doing anything. Iran literally destroyed those techs in 48 hours. So what do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.